the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Hello, everyone. I am Carrie Thompson Smith. I am the Sunday School Superintendent for Beautiful Zion, AME Zion Church, located here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I want to welcome you into this space. We are doing a Black History Project that will start this month, February 2021, and hopefully extend on into the year. Just really wanted to introduce everyone to some of our members from Beautiful Zion, and some of the persons that you will get to meet during this series may or may not have been official members of Beautiful Zion, but they supported Beautiful Zion or were related to members. Some have pastored and just really had an impact on the lives of those of us at Beautiful Zion. Many of those persons that will be presented during this series, many of them are no longer with us, but you know what? Lives lived well leave a positive impact and a legacy worth remembering. And so we really want to take this time to honor some of our members. And my hope is that each one of us will look in the mirror and really ask ourselves, what type of lives are we living? Because we all have an impact, but what is that impact? So hopefully, as we learn about these persons, we will all be inspired to do more, to love more, give more, be more, and just really think about the legacy that we are leaving and the impact on the lives. So, right now, we have with us Roderick Grice Jr., and he will let us know his loved ones that he will be presenting.
All right, hello, hello. Thank you all for having me. It is my very great pleasure to be doing a Black History moment on my own grandmother and grandfather, Martha Ruth Davidson and Henry Walter Davidson. I'm going to start with grandmother because she is the boss. Um, she was born to Peter Brown III and Mary Emma Brown on March 23rd, 1938. She was the fourth born out of 11 children, and she was the first girl. Her nickname was Baysa, which was short for baby sister. Um, she also, one of her first jobs in the home, being that she was the first daughter born, was to help out her mother with all the household chores while the guys had to go out there and get it with Granddaddy Peter. Also, her first job was during her high school years on the weekends at her uncle's service station, which we know as gas stations. I was told to mention that. A service station is a gas station, just in case we don't know. After that, 13 years of working at a well-known place called Stacy's Food Mart on the west side of town, where she was the cashier. At that time, she became very, very well known in the community. Um, I have a quick story about that. My brother-in-law all the time used to tease his niece, which is my daughter, Bria, about going to Gigi's. He used to always say, I'm gonna go to Gigi's house. That's what my daughter called my great grandma. I'm gonna go to Gigi's house. I want to go to Gigi's. And he never knew who Gigi was. He just knew it was my grandma. But then he saw a picture on Facebook and said, wait a minute, Miss Martha is Gigi? I used to see her at Stacy's all the time. He got all excited. So I just thought that was weird that he didn't know that my grandma was actually Miss Martha from Stacy. So I just thought that was cool to share. Also, she was a life member basically of Beautiful Zion. She's been going there ever since she was able to go. Um, she also had 7 kids. A lot of people don't know that, 3 boys and 4 girls, which 2 of the girls were twins. But unfortunately, one of them died at birth. Her name was Cynthia Davidson, and she was twins with Henrietta Davidson. Also, she was a member of the #1 choir and the gospel choir in our church at Beautiful Zion. But she also was a member of the Carter's Choral Ensemble, a singing group, right? And she's actually the last living member of that group as of right now. And she also was a member of the board of trustees and served as the chair of the board of trustees for over 20 years at Beautiful Zion, AME Zion Church. And her favorite hobby is traveling. She loves to travel. She loves to leave us and go have some fun with her sisters and brothers. Now moving on to my grandfather. Again, his name was Henry Walter Davidson. He was also born in 1938, but it was June 11th, 1948. His parents' name was Ernest Davidson and Gracie Davidson. He was the third born out of 10 children, and his family nickname was Baybra. Grandma's nickname was Baysa. His was Baybra, which was short for baby brother. So Baysa met Baybra, and they got married on February 10th, 1960. Um, he worked at a place called Bennett's Marina for like 15 years. And being at that particular place is where he developed his skills for repairing motorcycles. And as he learned that skill, he turned that into his side hustle where people would come all from all over town to their home where he would repair their motorcycles. He will repair. Someone told me he used to work on what are the small cars? I got an audience. The Volkswagens. That's right. He used to work on Volkswagens a lot as well. So Volkswagens and motorcycles, they used to come see him all the time to get those repaired. Later, he took a job at BF Goodrich, where he retired after 30 plus years from there. And his favorite hobbies were riding motorcycles. And he also acquired the nickname Hawk from riding the motorcycles. Another thing I want to mention that he was a founding member of a motorcycle club called the Wheels and Spokes that's very known in Tuscaloosa area. And he was a member of a Masonic lodge. And I do have a few pictures of them I would like to share. If y'all don't mind, just a few. Um, yes, ma'am, Grandma. My grandmother is here while I'm getting these pictures pulled up. She said they were married over 60 years. She wanted to make sure I mentioned that. And I don't know what I was thinking about not mentioning that. And here are those pictures. Some of these are pictures of actually their anniversary and dinners that we were at. So this is them here. It's another sweet picture for Grandma's birthday. It's another picture from Grandma's 80th birthday. This is a picture of them from church any given Sunday because they always used to stay clean. So it don't matter what Sunday that was. All right, and that's all I have. Unless you have any other questions for me, Miss Smith, that's all I have.
Uh, Thank you so much. I am learning so much about the members of Beautiful Zion because I am a transplant. I'm here from Little Rock, Arkansas. And even though I've been here over 20 years, I have learned so much about our members. You know, we know people in the space that we meet them and that we see them, and we forget that they, have lived lives before we came along. And I'm just amazed. So, again, thank you for sharing what my kids call Pops and Grandma Davidson. So, I thank you for sharing them with all
More
of us.
More than welcome.
because they are like our extended family. Your grandma, I say she raised my oldest because she loves her some children. And so I just really thank you for taking that time and sharing them with us. And again, I hope all of us will look at our lives and really think about, how are we living and what is the impact that we have on those around us? Because, it's a lot to be said that basically the Brown family is still very much involved in beautiful Zion
Correct.
and still in leadership roles, still dedicated and committed. And to me, that is part of the Davidson,
Yeah,
because that's
that's
how
the
I
legacy.
saw her. Yeah, the Davidson legacy. So
Correct.
again, thank you. And thank you to your audience that is there. I appreciate them being present also. Uh, thank you again.
All right. Thank you.
God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might led us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray, lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee, lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee, shadowed beneath thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God.